Hello guys, in the previous lecture we created a sign up route, but now it's time for us to create a sign up page and render the web page. First, we need to create a new folder and call it accounts, which will hold all the user sign up page, profile page, login page, and other stuff related to the user. So let's do it right now. So right click on your views and click new folder, and you want to name it accounts. Right under accounts, right click on it and create a new file and name it signup.ejs. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to create the sign up page. So go down and type in div class equals to row. This is a bootstrap class, CSS class, so it's just a row in a CSS. I will show you in a bit. So right now just type in, I will explain to you guys after this, and then close the div tag and open a new div class, column large 6, and then another column mid offset -3. So what this code does is that it will position all the forms that we're gonna write later on to middle. So that's why we're typing this code. Alright, so next is we're gonna type in the form. So we're gonna give it method equals to post. We're gonna close the form, and then we're gonna input some data like input text, probably input type equals to text, and we're gonna give it a bootstrap class which is form control, so it will look a little bit nicer later on. And then we're gonna give it name equals to name, and that's it. What name is actually for request.body later on. So we gotta give it a proper name, which is like name. What is the name of it? So if it's name, then it will be later on in the sign up post will be the request.body.name. Alright. So next is we gotta need to put this input into a groups. But before that, let's type in the next input field, which is input type, and email, I believe. Email. Alright, email. And then give it the same class as form control. And then you want to give it a name as email. Excuse me. And then another input type. This type will be password, and we give it a class control, a bootstrap class as well, form control, and a name will be password. Alright, so once we've done this, let's go back to our route, which is in, let me check, and which is in user.js, and we need to render the signup.ejs file. So remember we type in this one, but we forgot to add the anonymous function. So let's do it right now. Add the anonymous function, request and response, and a callback, which if there's an error we can call it callback. So we want to render response.render and the name of the file, and signup is under accounts folder. So you want to name it accounts and then slash and then sign up. Alright. So once done, let's go back to our Google Chrome and let's go to a route name called sign up. Press enter. As you can see, there's a very ugly looking forms because we haven't actually kind of like put the layout. Okay, right now the signup.ejs doesn't belong to any layout. That's why it looks so ugly. It doesn't even have any bootstrap on it. So let's go back to signup.ejs. Alright, we gotta need to put a layout up here, layout, and then alright, we're not gonna use boilerplate. We're gonna create a new boilerplate and we're gonna call it layout. Alright, so go to boilerplate.ejs under views folder, copy paste it, and then right click on views and click a new file and name it layout.ejs. The reason why we're doing this is because we want to have different kind of layout, one for probably for main page and the other one for probably for users and other stuff in the future. So just do it for safety. So now we want to clean up this code. We want to transfer footer and navbar into partial. So copy paste navbar, cut it, and then go to partials navbar and replace this code with the code that you just cut and save it, and go back to layout.ejs, and you want to copy and you want to cut footer as well, and go to footer, and you want to replace this with the one that you just cut. So go back to layout.ejs, and you want to clean up some of the stuff, like probably this jumbotron. If you go back to Chrome, if you go to the home route, this is the jumbotron, right? Sorry, this is the jumbotron, this whole thing. So we don't want that in our layout.ejs. So we want to delete it, remove it, all right? We want to clean up a bit. And as you can see, there's this row belongs to, if you go back to the boilerplate.ejs, this is the row 1, 2, 3. All right, so I just want to let you guys know that row is just basically it's a row. Column is column, so each column has 12 spaces. All right, so if you divide it by 3, you give it 4, 4, and 4. If you plus all together, you get 12. So if you go back, it looks exactly nice and clean. 4 spaces, 4 by 4 by 4. So that's why it looks really nice. So we don't want this, we want to delete it. So delete the whole thing. All right, save it. So now what you need to do is you want to include the partials like navbar. So include dot partials, meaning going to one folder, meaning going to a folder, and go to a partials folder and grab navbar, and do the same thing for footer. Copy paste this and paste it down below div.container, div class container, and you want to name it footer. Right, so once we have done this, remember that we did some ejs-main kind of like syntax, which is body. So we want to do it right now, because without ejs-main it won't work. So we need this body no matter what, so that it will render. So sign up will be part of layout. If we call this without body, it won't show up and it won't work. So we save it, we go to our Chrome browser, and we type in sign up, and now it shows a little bit nicer. You can see the form, but the problem right now is stuck on top of the navbar. So to fix this, go back to Atom, and we want to create a custom.css file. So go ahead and create it under the CSS folder, under public folder. Create a new file, and you want to name it custom.css, and type in a rule called body, and you want to give a new rule to the body, which is padding to the top. It will add, like for example, we want to add 100 pixel, so 100 pixel to the top. So we save it, we go back to signup.ejs, and we need to modify this. So each one of these input will have a group, like a div class group, so that it will have label, which is the name of the input for the time being. If you go to the Chrome, and now since we already added custom, if you press refresh, nothing happened because we forgot to actually call it in here. So we need to call the custom.css style sheet href /css/custom.css and close the tag, and go back to Chrome, refresh this. You can see it kind of push it down. So right now we need to make it a little bit nicer than this. This looks really ugly actually. So go back to Atom, and we need to add some rules to our signup.ejs. So go to signup.ejs and create div class form group and do this. All right, and do the same thing slash diff. So let's clean up this a little bit. Click tab. You can auto indent, but in the next video I'll teach you how to do that because I haven't set it up yet. So save it, and now let's go back to our sign up page, and now you see there's some space between them, right? So go back, and we want to add a label between it. So label 4, we want to give it name, right? And then name. I'm going to close the label. You want to do the same for email and password. Save it and do this same thing, and I want to change this to email. Save it, go back, and you want to click enter. And now you can see it is a little bit nicer, but still not so nice. So let's go back to a Tom and add like an identifier for this, and just say h1 tag to kind of like show this page is actually a sign up page. So we have sign up, we have name, and we have email, we have password. All right. So in the next video, we actually going to make this work. I mean, like, we're gonna add button, and we're gonna kind of like redirect this page. So whenever a user sign up, we want this users to redirect to a profile page. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.